are just 3 days left to get anything done as the country barrels toward a government shutdown. The White House is threatening mass layoffs of federal workers if Democrats don't pass a Republican-supported continuing resolution to fund the government into November. Republicans and President Trump are trying to blame Democrats, despite controlling both houses of Congress and the White House, and canceling meetings this week because the president abruptly canceled one with Democratic leaders to work on a deal to avert a shutdown. But many in the Democratic base are urging the party's leadership to fight back in a shutdown battle and show more pushback to President Trump's increasingly authoritarian agenda. Joining us now is Representative Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania. She is a member of the House Appropriations Committee, so cares deeply about the government being funded. Thank you, Congresswoman, for coming on. You know, I want to start with the threat from the White House and the administration thus far saying we are going to fire people if you shut down the government, and we're going to blame it on Democrats. Congresswoman, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like they have already been firing people willy-nilly in the government for months. So is this a real threat? Are Democrats concerned about that? Are they concerned about getting blamed for it? Or is this just a tactic from the White House?
Well, it's so revealing of their motive. After all, when Vote says instead of furlough, we're all talking about if this goes into a shutdown, what do we do with my coworkers? Are they furloughed? Can they come in? Will they be paid? Those kinds of things. This administration cares nothing about a government shutdown, and through that statement reveals the ambition to shut it down. They want to fire more people. This is just going to be another round of DOGE 2.0. They love that they have canned more than 200,000 federal employees. These are not political people. These are people who were doing their work, who many of them spent decades in whatever agency they were in, and were such a part of the backbone of American strength and security. In the meantime, as you point out, the president canceled his meeting with Democratic leaders, is out golfing, and the Republicans in the House, under the leadership of Mr. Johnson, Speaker Johnson, are nowhere to be seen. Democrats will be in Washington on Monday.
Congressman, I want to ask you about a Washington Post article by my fabulous former colleague Liz Goodwin, where Senator Chris Van Hollen complains about Democrats not taking enough risks. The senator complained that his party has been too slow to the fight, too cautious, too timid. He's ignored some pollsters who urge Democrats to focus relentlessly on politically safe kitchen table issues like inflation, while sidestepping trickier ones like illegal immigration. When you think of that in the context of this shutdown, in addition to issues like illegal immigration, do you think Minority Leader Schumer is the person to lead Democrats through a contentious fight like the one you're all entering right now?
Well, let me tell you first, I am a fan of Senator Van Hollen and so many of the things that he fights for, including the fight for boldness out of Democrats. But I can reflect from the House. We have been so unified and with a strong voice behind our leadership, or next to our leadership, calling out through our voice and our votes the just atrocious, illegal, corrupt, corrosive measures of this administration. And I want to remind people, they have the trifecta. They have the president, they have the House, they have the Senate. It is up to them to govern. And so, again, if there's a shutdown, it's on them. In terms of being bolder or Mr. Schumer is the leader right now. So you bet he's the one to hold this together alongside Hakeem Jeffries and say, no, we will not be complicit with a continuing budget that does not reflect our values. Take a look at what they have illegally withheld, more than $410 billion. Illegally withheld, $7 billion in after-school programs and programs that we know interrupt violence in communities, the rescissions of billions of dollars of foreign aid. These are all terrible mistakes. And so with my voice and my vote, I won't be complicit. I want people to have their health care, not to be shed from the roles of health care.
Congresswoman, I want to read to you a comment that Republican Congressman Steve Womack gave to Politico this week, talking about the OMB director, Russ Vought. Congressman Womack said he's also an appropriator, and he said that if you're a Democrat, your predisposition might be to help negotiate with Republicans on a funding mechanism. But why would you do that if you know that whatever you negotiate is going to be subject to the knife pulled out by Russ Vought, which you were just referring to when you were talking about money that was being clawed back? I mean, are Democrats prepared to say to voters, no matter how long this shutdown lasts, that this isn't, business as usual, and that we have no negotiating partners anymore?
Well, I serve on the Appropriations Committee with Mr. Womack, so I appreciate his comments. Having just been through the appropriations markups, we are supposed to have the Article I power of the purse. I have my pocket constitution here. But the Republicans were complicit in voting straight line every time with whatever Mr. Trump's cuts were. So we're going to hold fast and make sure that we reclaim the power of the purse. We're going to have to do it by way of elections. As I say, they're in full control. They're just failing to govern. They're flailing. And notice what we're not talking about. We're talking about a possible shutdown. We're talking about the insane indictment of and dangerous, reckless indictment of Mr. Comey. We are seeing the president use the Department of Justice as his own law firm for retribution. We are not talking about hostages home. We are not talking about the war in Ukraine because of the chaos, madness of this administration, which Republicans like Mr. Womack sadly are following.
On a lighter note, a pocket constitution is the best baby gift I got for my son. Congresswoman Madeleine Dean, thank you so much for joining us.
We can't keep these on the shelf in my office.
Nope.